My neighbors didn't like the color of my house, so they had it painted a different color while I was out of town. Now, they are filing a lawsuit against me to pay for their stupidity. My house is on a corner lot. 2 years ago, a newlywed couple moved into the one house that's beside mine. Right away, they started making weird comments about the color my house was painted, yellow, and soon switched to outright demanding that I paint it a different color. My house was painted yellow when it was built. I like the color, and there is no bylaw against it or anything. They called the police on me and the city, both of whom told them to pound sound because I hadn't done anything wrong and there was nothing they could do. They also tried suing me in court. The suit was thrown out, and they had to pay my legal fees, and getting our other neighbors together to form a homeowners association in the hopes that, eventually, I could be forced to paint my house a different color. Our other neighbors also told them to pound sand, and they have alienated themselves from everyone else in the neighborhood. I recently had to go out of town for something. I was gone for 2 weeks. When I got back 2 days ago, my house was gray. Seriously, I almost drove past it because I'm used to my yellow house. I knew immediately who was responsible, but when I went over and knocked on their door, no one answered. I think the couple figured out that I was away and not just at work when they saw our neighbors collecting my mail for me because I sure as hell never told them I was going away, and I know my other neighbors hate them too and didn't tell them. The neighbor across the street came over and showed me pictures he had taken of the painting company setting up and doing the work. He said he and another neighbor called the police, but the painting company had a valid work order and had been paid so that the police couldn't do anything. He also told us about it, but because they were paid to do the work, they said they had to do it to avoid being sued. I called the painting company to get a copy of the work order, and it was in the name of Ms. Jane Smith and was paid for in cash. A red-headed woman and her red-headed husband came to the company to hire them. My neighbors are both redheads, saying they would be out of town and would like their house painted while they were gone. They gave the painting company pictures of my house, taken from the street. I have a surveillance camera at my front and side doors and in my backyard because I work shifts, and as a woman living alone, I don't want some stranger breaking into my house and waiting to ambush me when I get home. My neighbors never set foot on my property at any time, so they can't be charged with trespassing, and they didn't do the painting, which was done properly. When I called the police, they reiterated that since the painters were hired, had a valid work order, and were paid to do the job, they couldn't be charged with trespassing because it was reasonable for them not to know. They were acting in good faith and didn't cause any physical damage to the house. Also, the neighbors can't be charged with trespassing or vandalism because they didn't come to my property or touch the house themselves. I don't know if I can sue anyone because no damage or harm was done to me or the house. My neighbors still have not answered their door or shown themselves. I am pissed off beyond belief because I liked my yellow house, and I can't believe how fucking crazy they have been. I wish I could show a court or city council how psycho they have been over this. I want to know if I have any recourse or can do something to get them to pay to paint the house back to yellow. Does anyone know what I can do to get them to fix this and paint it back? Update. I was going to wait until after the weekend to talk to the lawyer I used for their last lawsuit against me, but there have been further developments, so I had to call him this morning beyond the fact that they have filed another lawsuit against me for the cost of the painters. Yes, seriously. With the advice of my lawyer, I can't say anything further about what has happened. I will provide an update once everything is resolved. And what's even better is that they are too stupid to realize they've incriminated themselves.